Good evening, everyone. We are live. We are live. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on when you will be watching these broadcasts. Okay, so if you can hear me in the comment section, kindly drop a comment for me. Tell me your name and where you are watching from. Can you hear me in the comment section? Am I audible enough? Please drop a comment for me in the comment section. We are live and it is Dominate with Communication Virtual Summit 2022. Please drop a comment for me. If you can hear me, if you can see me, drop a comment for me in the comment section. Am I audible? Oh, you're welcome, Aniete Kingsley. You're welcome, Mayam. Watching from Akwa Ibom, Honey Boy, you're welcome. Please drop a comment for me if I am audible. If you can hear me, drop a comment for me in the comment section. It is time to dominate. It is time to learn. Oh, yes, you welcome Faith, Mom Olaleye, Mom Sarah. You're all welcome to Dominate with Communication Virtual Summit 2022. So, as we wait for our guest speakers, let's share this video with our friends and everyone we think should be here today. As we await our guest speakers, kindly share this video, kindly share this broadcast with everyone you think it will be beneficial for. So, as we await our speakers, let's just learn or talk about the aim of this summit before we bring in our speakers. Yes, I am audible and you can hear me. Thank you so very much. Okay, so basically, the aim of this summit is to help individuals, business brand, and everyone in general to improve their communication skills, how to leverage communication. The theme for this year's summit is how to leverage, just leverage, the word leverage. And when you say leverage, you're trying to use something to ameliorate yourself. You're trying to use something to push yourself up. You're trying to use something to improve yourself. You're using something as an opportunity to move on. So, as the theme says, as the theme implies, it will be to leverage. We'll be learning how we can leverage communication as a brand, learning how we can leverage communication on the social media, and we shall also be learning how we can dominate the communication as a leader. Please, kindly, as you're joining, as you're watching, kindly tell me where you're watching from. You're welcome, everyone. Please share this live broadcast so that others can benefit from it. As we await our speakers, let's do that. They will be up in a few minutes. They will be up in a few minutes. Let's do that. I am super excited to be here today. Welcome, Sir Raji. You're welcome, everyone. It's a great privilege for me to have you here today. We have been planning this for quite a long time, and here we are today to learn how to dominate with communication. Okay, so we will be picking up our speakers up in a few minutes. Before we do that, let's invite our friends. Everyone you think should be here, kindly invite them for this. You're welcome watching from Ibadan, Port Harcourt, Lagos State, Ondo. Thank you everyone for joining. Many thanks to you. We have 27 people watching at the moment. I am so excited to have you all here. So before our speakers come in, let me read out their profile for you to familiarize yourself with them before they come up. So the first person we'll be having today is Omobabinrin Adeola Osideko. She will be the first speaker to speak to us, to teach us how we can dominate with communication in the branding aspect. She is here already, but before I bring her up, I would like to read her profile for everyone, for you to familiarize yourself with her before she starts speaking. Omobabinrin Adeola Osideko is a trained accountant in Nigeria, Canada, and the United Kingdom. As outside her regular job as a finance professional, Omobabinrin is a personal development coach and a branding expert. She is a graduate of University of London, where she obtained her MSc in accounting. Her passion for writing, teaching, and public speaking is what launched her into what she does presently as a coach, speaker, and pop and branding consultant. Adeola is an international speaker who has spoken in different countries, both online and offline. She is a licensed TEDx organizer of TEDx Benjerville, and she has successfully organized a TEDx event in Benjerville. Benjerville is a city in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, in the western part of Africa, where she lives with her family. If you are excited to be here, kindly drop a comment for us in the comment section. We will be bringing up our speaker in a few minutes. She is she is an international speaker who has spoken in different countries, both online and offline. She is an author who has written six published. She is a published author who has written 14 ebooks and has coached over 10,000 people in personal branding and development. She is the executive director of PCD Academy, an online school that teach various personal development skills, and my branding academy, an online school that trains business owners and individuals on branding. Currently, Adeola is the principal director of Crystal Edge Professional Services, a Lagos-based training and brand consultancy company. Adeola has featured on Arise News, London, TVC Nigeria, WebNG, NGTV, Galaxy TV, Girls Show RTV on Go TV, Nigeria Tribune, Starborn Magazine, Jidekaji Magazine, and so many other print media such as Nigeria Tribune, and The Nation. She is a multiple times award-winning coach who has won so many awards, including 2 international awards. She is a social media influencer, multiple brand ambassador, and editor-in-chief of the Crystal magazine. Omobabinrin is the founder of the Coached by Omobabinrin, a Facebook community of over 21,000 members. She is the convener of the Global Brand Summit, the Branded Women Awards, the Iconic Brands Awards, and Personal Branding Affirmation Challenge, PBAC. She is a mentor to few and a role model to many. Adeola is a lover of music, fashion, and arts. She loves to spend time with her family when she is not working. So, that is all about our speaker for today. For our first speaker, Omobabinrin, that is her profile. I believe she will join us in a few minutes. I believe you've gotten to know her a little, as she will come up to tell us more about herself and disseminate to us the branding aspect of how to dominate with communication. Are you ready? Are you excited? Okay, I can see your comments. I can see your comments. Okay, you're all welcome. You're all welcome. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for joining. Okay, we are still waiting for our speaker to join us. She was here in a few minutes ago. I don't know. I guess it's the network glitch. She should join us in a few minutes. Okay, so please share this video with your friends and everyone you would want them to benefit from this. Today, we will be learning the first aspect of the Dominate with Virtual Communication Summit, and Omobabinrin will be teaching us how we can dominate with branding. She is here already, and I have read out profile, and trust me, it is not easy to amass such a huge profile. She is my coach. She's my mentor. Okay, let me just put it that way. She is my mentor, my coach. She is the one that's poured me to become a TEDx trained speaker. And along the line, it was from my training that I got to know about TEDx. And from there, I got to know about TEDx, and look at where I am today. She has really been a huge source of inspiration for me, and I'll add her to the stream in a few seconds. I'll bring her up in a few seconds. Okay, she's here. Good
And
evening.
good
Good evening, ma'am.
afternoon. Please, you give me 1 minute.
Okay,
Good evening,
okay, ma'am.
everyone. I hope we are all doing well. Happy weekend. Please just give me a few minutes. My laptop is
Okay,
acting very funny.
okay. I'll remove you now. Then when
Yeah,
you're
if
ready, you
if
can
you
just
can
signify.
remove it, yes, I'll just join back.
Okay,
Thank you. Sorry for.
okay. Okay, as we await her to join in fully, she said her laptop is acting up as she wanted to join with the laptop. So for the meantime, kindly share this live broadcast if you are excited. I can see your comments here. I am so excited to have you. I am super excited to have you here. Okay, so if you are from SGS7, please do not sign in on this video. Do not sign in. Do not sign in. Do not sign in on this video. What you are just here to do is to learn. If at all you be signing in, you should sign in on your group. Do you understand, please? We are still waiting for our speaker. She will join us in a few minutes. She will join us in a few minutes. And before she does, if you have not introduced yourself, kindly introduce yourself so I can acknowledge your presence. I am Samantha Lazarus, watching from Lagos. I am Tolulope, watching from Ibadan, watching from anywhere around the world. Kindly drop your name and tell us where you're watching from so that we could acknowledge your presence here. I am excited to have you. We have 38 people watching at the moment. It is a great privilege for me to have you and to bring up a quintessential expert in branding to speak to us. So please, if you have not, yes, thank you. You're welcome, Adeshina. We are glad to have you, ma'am, Adeshina. Kindly, oh yeah, you're welcome, Victoria. Thank you, Victoria. We are glad to have you here. Others, please, if you have not indicated, kindly do so. Faith, watching from Ibadan, we are glad to have you. We are glad to have you. Our speaker will join us in the next few minutes. She will join us soon. She will join us soon. Others kindly indicate, oh yes, Zainab watching from Ogun State. I am at Ogun State at present. I'm glad to have you here too, Zainab. Nana, watching from Kaduna. Thank you so much, Nana, for joining. Chidera, thank you for joining. Aregbeyo, thank you for joining. Chidera is watching from Enugu, while Aregbeyo is watching from Ado Ekiti. Adelegon watching from Owo in Ondo State. Ubong watching from Onitsha. We are glad to have you here. It's a great privilege for me to have you all here. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. I would like to recognize everyone before our speaker comes up. She will be up in a few minutes. Asonye watching from Imo, Owerri. Amachere Deborah watching from River State. Okay, we have Veronica from Abuja, Titi Lope from Ondo State. You're welcome. You're welcome. It seems our speaker is ready. I wouldn't want us to waste our time as we have two speakers coming up today. Okay, I'll just mention every other person's name to acknowledge you. Odwan, you're welcome from Abeokuta, Okonlawo from Ibadan, and every other person watching, I appreciate you. Thank you and welcome. Let's add our speaker now.
Everyone, happy weekend. Good
Good
evening,
evening.
everyone. Sorry for that break in transmission. I
It's
hope
all
we
right.
are all doing well. Please, if you can see me and hear me, let me know where you're watching from. If you can see me and can hear me, please let me know where you're watching from in the comment section. Good evening once again. My name is Omobabinrin Adeola Osideko. I am a personal development coach and a branding expert. It's really nice to be here this evening. And I want to say a very big thank you to my host, Miss Samantha Lazarus. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. So, in the next
You're
30 to
welcome, ma'am.
35 minutes, we are going to be talking about something that is really, really important and necessary, which is leveraging communication in personal development, personal branding, and business branding. Leveraging communication in personal branding and business branding. Now, I'm very sure that most of us understand what communication is. Good evening. People are watching from LinkedIn, people are watching from YouTube, from Facebook, from anywhere you're watching. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. Please let me know where you're watching from. Communication. We all know what communication is. Communication simply means the act or the process of exchanging information or exchanging. I think it's just exchanging information. You speak to someone, you write to someone. That is communication. So communication is a two-way thing: the sender and the receiver and the feedback. So we have three components or three elements of communication. We have the sender of the information, the receiver of the information, and the feedback that the receiver of the information will give eventually. So let's continue. So we all know what communication is, right? So how do we link communication to personal branding and business branding? You might be wondering, what role is communication going to play in personal branding and business branding? Now, let me quickly talk about what personal branding is. Personal branding is your unique person, you yourself, you're a brand. The value, your personality, the value you bring to the table, your personality, your skills, your expertise, your experience, what you stand for, everything about you is your personal brand. How you sell yourself to the society, to the public, to your audience, that is your brand. What you want to be known for, the perception people have about you, all those things, what people see when they Google your name, what comes to people's mind when they hear your name or see you. So all those things put together is what we call personal brand. The process of going through all those things I've mentioned is what we call personal branding. Now let's talk about business branding. Let's talk about business branding. Business branding is just as it is, as the name implies, business. So anything that has to do with your business, your logo, your slogan, your vision, your mission, the services and the product to deliver, everything around your business is your business brand. Your brand name, your business name, your core value or core values as a business. So that's what your business branding is all about. Now let's talk about leverage. How can you leverage communication in building your personal brand and building your business brand? So that's what we want to talk about. So we're going to be talking about three things: communication, personal branding, and business branding. So how does these three things intertwine? How are they interrelated? Now, the first thing you need to understand is that before you can use communication to build your business brand or your personal brand, you need to know what is your brand message. Because, like I said, communication is a two-way thing. I send an information to someone, the person feed me back, reply back. So if I am not sending any information, will communication happen? No, communication will not happen. So you need to have an information you want to send across. So that information you want to send is what we call your brand message. Now, what is your brand message? Your brand message is simply your brand promise. Please help me put all of these things in the comments so that I will know we are together. Your brand promise, what your brand stands for, the core values of your brand. So three things: your brand promise, what your brand stands for, and the core values of your brand. So whether you are talking about business branding or you're talking about personal branding, you should have a brand promise. Brand promise is what do I promise to do for you as a brand. So for me now, as a personal brand, my brand promise is that I help individuals and business owners to build a strong and reputable brand that they can monetize, or you can say a strong, reputable, and profitable brand. So that is my promise. That's what I promise my audience. That's what I promise people. Okay, so that's my brand promise. For my business now, I have two businesses. I have Crystal Edge Professional Services and I have PCD Academy. Now, for each of these business, they have a brand promise. What does Crystal Edge brand promise stand for? What is the brand promise of Crystal Edge? The brand promise is that we help organizations, we help corporate organizations to train their staff, and we also consult for them to build a reliable business brand, a sustainable business brand. So that's the brand promise of Crystal Edge. So every one of us, we have a brand promise. What is it that you stand for? What is it that you are giving to the audience, to your audience, to the society? That particular thing is what we call brand promise. So it is that brand promise that you now communicate. Are we together? Do we understand everything I've been explaining? So it is that brand promise that you now communicate. That is where communication comes in. So now the question is, after we've understand that the only thing you are communicating, whether you're a personal brand or a business brand, the only thing you're communicating is your brand message. So how do you communicate this brand message? Please help me put in the comments. You are all welcome. Thank you for joining. I am streaming live from the city of Abidjan in Cote d'Ivoire. I would love to know where you are watching from. Please drop a comment so that I will know, no be only me waka come, So how do you communicate this brand message for your personal brand and your business brand? How do you communicate this brand message? I'm going to be giving you 5 things, or let me say 5 ways to communicate your brand message. Remember, what we are talking about is how you can leverage communication in personal branding and business branding. So how do you communicate your brand message, whether you're a personal brand or a business brand? Number 1 is through your mission, vision, and slogan. I am not seeing comments. Are we together? Or I am the only one here? I want to be sure we are together. Please drop a comment. It helps me to know that we are listening and we are enjoying this presentation.
I'm with you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So number 1 thing is your brand mission, vision, and slogan. Now, anything I'm going to be talking about here is related to both personal brand and business brand. So whether you're a personal brand or you're a business brand, this thing is applicable. And if you are both, for instance, now for me now, I'm both a business brand and a personal brand. So if you are both is also applicable. It's also applicable to both. Okay. So now the first thing is your mission, your vision, and your slogan. I know a lot of us would have seen a lot of mission, vision. What's the vision of this company? What's the mission? What is their slogan? So That is how you communicate your brand message. For instance, you can see a company like ABC. Okay, don't let me use ABC. Let me use my own business, PCD Academy, for instance. Our vision is to be one of the largest personal development academy in Africa. That's our vision. So let me simplify it for you. Your vision is where you're going. Your mission is how you will get there. Can you help me put that in the comments? Your vision is where you're going. Your mission is how you get there. So for PCD Academy now, where are we going? We want to become one of the largest personal development academy in Nigeria, in Africa. We want to become, that's where we are going. That's the end result. Now, the mission is, how do we get there? How do we get there? How? So by training individuals on personal development, organizing conferences, events, seminars, webinars on personal development. That's our mission. So that is how we want to achieve that vision. Now, if you don't know me, if you're just meeting me for the first time, and I want to tell you about PCD Academy, how do I communicate what PCD Academy is or what we stand for? How do I communicate it? I'll just tell you the vision, the mission, and the slogan. Slogan is just a short word. So for PCD Academy now, the slogan is raising global influencers. Raising global influencers. People who are going to influence their world. Raising global influencers. So those three things, I have used it to communicate, or I've used them to communicate what PCD Academy is all about to our audience, or to whoever is listening to me, or to whoever I am communicating with. Do we understand? So that's the first thing you can use to communicate your brand message: mission, vision, and slogan. The second thing is public speaking. Public speaking is another effective tool you can use to communicate your brand message. What I'm doing right now is public speaking. If you are meeting me for the first time now, I've told you a lot of things about me, about my value, about my brand, about my business. I have communicated. So what did I use to do that? I used public speaking. So public speaking is a tool you can use to communicate your brand message. Now, public speaking is not just about when you go to a place and they now invite you to the podium, everybody is now clapping for you. Now let's welcome Omobabinrin, Adeola, Osideko. She's going to deliver a speech concerning how to dominate with communication. Everybody now start clapping. No, yeah, of course, that is public speaking. But that is not all about public speaking. What I'm doing right now is public speaking. So whether it is online or offline, public speaking is public speaking. In as much you are speaking to people, you are speaking to someone apart from yourself, you're already doing public speaking. So this one I'm doing right now, so you can do a live video. Just you yourself. You don't need to wait until someone invites you to come and speak, just like Samantha has invited me here today. You don't need to wait for that. You can start by doing your own live video. You have your social media platforms. Just switch on your camera, go live, and deliver your message. So that is how you communicate. I've done a lot of live videos before, and so many people have come across that live video, and they'll come back to me and say, oh, I stumbled on your video. I got value. So how did they know me? If not, I did a live video to showcase my skill, to showcase my brand, and to showcase my expertise. So yeah, public speaking is one of the tools you can use to communicate your brand message. Now, we have, apart from you doing public speaking on your own brand, we have other people too who can invite you to come and speak on their platform. And we also have some global platforms, such as TEDx, Mind Valley, and so on and so forth. These are platforms where you can also deliver your public speaking. For instance, TEDx is a global platform. Like you heard Samantha said that she's a TEDx educator. So TEDx is a platform where people who are not popular, in fact, they are not interested in your popularity. They just want to make sure that you deliver your message. You have a brand message, just come on and come and deliver. That's all. So TEDx is not even about whether you're a popular motivational speaker or popular inspirational speaker or popular keynote speaker. They are not really concerned about that. Ophelia, thank you for joining me. Chinemerem, thank you for joining me. Emmanuel, thank you everyone who is joining. Rafiat, thank you for joining. Okay, so they are not even interested whether you're popular or not. What they want, Madam Oluwaseun, Dr. Oluwaseun, thank you for joining. Kunle Abdulkarim, thank you for joining. Thank you everyone who is joining. Please drop a comment if you would like me to say hi to you. I would like to say hi to you, but you need to drop a comment so that I can see your name. Okay, so TEDx is a platform that you should explore if you're ready to communicate your brand message. It's a very useful platform for you to showcase your skills, your expertise, your experience, anything, that brand message you have. It's a platform for you to showcase it. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is publishing articles and blog posts. Publishing articles and blog posts. Mutio Olawale, thank you for joining. Publishing articles or blog posts. Titi Lokpe, thank you for joining. So you can publish articles on your page. For instance, on LinkedIn. Ubong, thank you for joining. Mercy, thank you for joining. You can publish an article on LinkedIn, for instance. There's a space on LinkedIn where you can publish your article. With that, you're also communicating your brand message. If you have any content, any idea, any thoughts, any inspiration you want to deliver in form of your brand message, article is a very good tool you can use to communicate that. So that's number 1. And we also have a lot of blog where you can feature your article. If you have anything valuable, you can reach out to all these bloggers. I'm not talking about gossip blog. I'm talking about real bloggers that publish nice content. Medina Toyedele, thank you for joining. So you can contact them and tell them you have this article to publish. And some of us too, we can even have our own blog. There's really no big deal there. You can have your own blog. It's not a big deal. There are people who teach other people how to create their blog websites. So it's something you can also try to explore. If you have the opportunity, try to have your own blog where you can publish. Excuse me, please. So you can have your own blog where you can publish your articles. So articles and publishing of your articles on blog posts is very, very key to you communicating your brand message. That's number 3. I hope we are writing it. Let me do a quick recap. Number 1, I said mission, vision, and slogan. Number 2, I said public speaking. Number 3, I said publishing of article/blog posts. Then number 4 is media feature. Media feature. So you can feature on media, newspaper, television, radio, podcast. So these are all the places you can feature. You can also use that one to communicate your brand message. It's so communication. If you go on television, for instance, you talk to people about yourself, what you do, what you stand for. If you've written a book, you talk about it. If you have a movement or you have a group or you have an initiative, you talk about it. These are ways to communicate your brand message. Now, lastly, which is the one I'm going to draw more on, is content creation and social media presence. I have not been seeing any of these points. Please drop this point in the comment for me. Thank you. Drop this points. Thank you, Titi Lokpe. Thank you, Chinemerem. Thank you, everyone who is helping to drop comments. So another way you can communicate your brand message is through content creation and social media presence. If you are here and you don't have a good social media presence, you are on a long thing. Like, I don't even know what to tell you. Because in this age and time, there is nobody that shouldn't have a social media presence. There is nobody that should not have a social media. And not just having a social media presence, having an active social media presence. So it's not just about you opening an account. Oh, they say we should have a social media presence. Just open the account and just zoom off. 1 month, 3 months, you're not even there. Nobody even know you have an account. You need to be active. You need to be active on the social media platform. Dishing out content, creating content that is valuable, content that is useful. Temitope, thank you. Leah Temitope, thank you for joining and thank you for dropping those comments. Valuable content that are related to your brand. Shina Oladeji, thank you for joining. Content that are useful to your audience. Okay, content that are just perfect for your brand. Now, what is content? Content is a piece of information to your audience. It can be in form of graphics, it can be in form of text, it can be in form of video, and it can be in form of audio. I'll take it again. It can be in form of graphics, text, video, or audio. So these are the 4 types of content we have. Mary, thank you. Mary Ayomide, thank you for the comments. Thank you, everyone dropping comments. So those are the 4 types of content that we have. You can use any of them, whether it's a video, an audio, a text, or graphics. These are content. Now, what does content helps you to do? Content helps you to communicate your brand message. Like I've said, the center of this discussion is around your brand message. You have a brand message. You stand for something, and you want people to know. Like I usually say, if you don't stand for anything, you will fall for everything. And if you don't tell people who you are, they will give you a name. Unfortunately, they might give you a name you will not like. They might give you a name you will not like. Okay, so you need to tell people what your name is through the content you create. Okay, you need to tell people who you are through the content you create. So how do you communicate your brand message? A very good way of communicating your brand message is through your content. So don't just fold your arms. I'm coming, please. So don't just fold your hands. You have a social media platform. That is not enough. You need to create content from time to time. You need to create content from time to time. So your social media presence is very important. The kind of content you dish out, the kind of comments you put on your social media is also very important. The kind of network you are building on your social media is also very important. So I will do a quick recap. How do you communicate your brand message for your personal or business brand? Number 1 is through your vision, mission, and slogan. Number 2 is through public speaking. Number 3 is publishing articles, which is also blog post. Number 4 is media feature. And number 5 is content creation and social media presence. I've come to the end of this session. I would like to know if any of us have any question. Please, if you have any question, let me know. If you have any question as regards what I've discussed so far, please let me know in the comments. Please drop your question. Host, please come around so that you can read questions out because I can't see some of them. Samantha, are you there? Please come around to read questions if there is any.
Please ask questions. If you have any questions, kindly ask. I am trying to broadcast some of the striking points they dropped in the comment section.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I am sure you have learned 1 or 2 things from today's broadcast. I have learned that without a vision, your brand has no name. And also, your content can be in form of graphics, text, videos, or audios. Please, if you have any questions, you can ask. Okay, someone has a question here. It is
Okay.
displayed on the screen, ma'am.
Okay, please read it out because it's quite tiny for my
It
hands.
says, how can I build a brand name for myself and for my business if I don't have any before? That is, if I don't have any, for example, some people are just joining here and this is their first time of hearing about branding. So the question is that, how can I build a brand name for myself and for my business if I don't have any? If I don't have
Okay.
any.
So if you don't have any brand, that one is another ballgame entirely, and it's quite It's going to be a very long conversation or discussion. But what I would say is that how you can build a brand for yourself if you don't have any is recognize your niche. Your niche is your area of interest. So because if somebody hear niche now, they say which one is niche again? No. Your niche is your area of interest, your passion. What are you passionate about? What interests you? Is it women empowerment? Is it adults and teenager? Is it coaching that interests you? Is it public speaking? Is it influencing? Is it fashion and lifestyle? Is it faith? Some people they talk about faith. They talk about Christian. If they're a Christian, I talk about Christian faith. Talk about God. You talk about Bible. You talk about so many other things: prayers, worship, praise. So look around and see what interests you, what intrigues you, what is that thing you can talk about effortlessly, whether in writing or in speaking, that you don't really feel bored talking about that thing. So that is where to start from. So once you identify that, identify a social media platform that is suitable for that. There are so many other things. I will not be able to go into details, but I think that's the key. Just identify what you find interesting. You might need to follow people who are already on the path to also learn. You might also get to train yourself. Register for branding training. There are so many branding training, free and paid. They are everywhere online. Get a coach, get a mentor, and you get started. So that's it. I hope that answers the question. Branding is a whole lot. We can't go into that now.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Adeboyega says, wow, well done, ma'am. You have done a great job. I am overwhelmed. Thank you, Minta.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
I have some questions here. I would like to read it from my own platform. And
Okay, no problem.
I hope it will also benefit the people who are watching from your hand. So somebody said, what's the difference between a post and a article? A post is something you put on your social media platform. A post is always short. An article is always very lengthy. An article has a place where you can publish it. You can't publish your article on your social media. For instance, now LinkedIn has a place where you can publish your article. If you don't know, please research it and find out. You have a place on LinkedIn you can publish your article. An article can also be published on a blog. So those are the two places you can publish. A post is what you put on your Instagram, on your Twitter, on your Facebook. All those ones are posts. But your article is what you put on, is either LinkedIn article or you put on a blog. Or sometimes you can publish your article in newspaper, magazine, and so on and so forth. Any media broadcasts, written media broadcasts, you can publish your article there. So print media broadcast, rather, not written, print media broadcast. So that's the difference between post and article. Another person said, what's the difference between LinkedIn post? I've answered that question. That's the difference. A LinkedIn post and article, they are different. I've answered that question. So do I have any other question here?
Yes,
No.
ma'am.
Do
We
you
have
have any
another.
other question from your end, Samantha?
Yes, ma'am. Raji says, how do I make media features? You mentioned media features as a way to pass across your brand message. So the question is that how do I make media features? How do I get featured in the media prints? That's the question, ma'am.
Okay, so we have two ways to this thing. We have two ways to it. It's either you go and meet them or they come to meet you. If they are coming to meet you, that means your work must have been so loud enough to attract media's attention. So if your word is so loud, you are so renowned, people know you, they know your work, you're visible. Let me just use that word. Don't let me use the word loud. Let me use that. You are visible. People can see you and see your work. Media companies will approach you, whether television or radio or newspaper or magazine. They will come to you themselves and say, oh, you know what? We love your work. We would love to feature you on our platform. So it can be that way. Another way is you go and meet them. We call it PR, public relations services. I have someone that I influenced for recently, Esther. She does that. So if you want a media feature, she is a PR professional. She can help you with that. So but it's going to be a paid media feature now. Let me emphasize that. If you're going to meet them, you are going to pay. But if they are the ones coming to meet you, of course, they are the ones that need your services. It's going to be free. So Is either you wait till when you will mature and everybody will be coming to you, you will be visible enough for them to come to you by themselves. Either you wait till that time, or if you know it's something you need to promote your brand, to help your brand grow. I've done quite a number of feature, and it's not everything that is free. Some of them are free. I will just be on my own. They'll come and meet me and say, "Oh, Adeola, we want you to feature on our platform." Some of them are free, but some of them I paid for them. These are some of the things people don't tell you. Some of them I pay, like it's not even a small money. I pay from my pocket for them because I want visibility. I want it for my public relation. I want it to communicate my brand. I want it for my brand exposure. So these are some of the money you will spend on your brand, because the truth is, brand is an investment. That word brand is just like you have your car, or they say car is not an investment, car is a liability. Okay, just like you have your certificate that you got from the university as an investment, you paid a lot of school fees to get that certificate. Just like you have your house, you've contributed a lot of money, saved a lot of money before you can get that house. Just like you have every other asset, your shares, your stock, your mutual funds, like you have all these things, your brand is also an investment. So there's some money you will have to dedicate to growing your brand, including the money for training, attending conferences, attending seminar, attending offline events. So these are some of the costs that is associated with you growing your brand. And I can tell you that for every investment, there is a return, or there are returns. So you will always get the returns when the time comes. So I hope that answers that question. Okay, sorry,
Yes,
I have another question here from Ophelia.
okay.
I almost missed it. I was thinking she was complimenting me. Okay, so let me read it. She said, "Amazing session, ma'am. Thank you so much. I noticed it's hard to get a TEDx speaking gig. How can one leverage this platform as a public speaker?" I have a training for that. Ophelia, are you not part of that training? I'm surprised you're asking this question, because if you're part of that training, you should know how to get TEDx speaking gig. Like I said, some of these things, they will come to you. They will come to you free of charge. They will come and meet you and say, "Adeola, we want you to be a TEDx. We want you to be a speaker on our TEDx event." But sometimes it doesn't come forth. You have to go for it. Yoruba will say, "Tokyo Baloba Muhammad Awaboke." Meaning, if the mountain does not go to meet Muhammad, Muhammad should go and meet the mountain. Sometimes these things will not come to you, but you have to go out for them. You have to go the extra mile to get them. So you are going to reach out to them. I will not be able to explain a whole lot about it because it's quite complex. But I believe that if you are interested in that training, I have that training for people who love to be a TEDx speaker. If you are interested, it's 10,500. The training is 10,500. Samantha has even taken the training before, and that was how she got licensed as a TEDx educator. So if you want to be a TEDx speaker, a TEDx organizer, a TEDx translator, or a TEDx educator, that course is for you. I will teach you everything you need to know. I've seen a lot of people, even that have taken the training, that have gotten their license, that have gotten speaking engagements. Like, I have a lot of testimony on that. So if it's something you're considering, please DM me after this session. Thank you. So Samantha, over to you, please.
Okay, ma'am. Can you still, our second speaker is here, but can you just answer a question before you exist? Okay, now the question, oh my, we have a lot of questions here. We have a lot of questions.
Wow.
Oh,
That was serious.
we have close to 5 or 4.
Okay,
That's
just
quite
maybe like one or two. Let's see. I will
okay.
try to the best.
Okay, let me read out the questions. Someone says, okay, Sani says, how about if your major interest is going into African literature style of writing, like being another Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie? How can you leverage that also? Because I believe she also is a brand. And another person says, how do I improve my content creation skills? The last
Let me
question
answer that too. Let me answer that too first so that I will not forget. Number one is, if you want to build a brand like Amanda, Start
Okay.
putting out your content. It's very easy. Look at what Teacher Amanda is doing. Follow Teacher Amanda. Look at what she's doing. Look at how she's doing it. And follow suit. Do the same. You might not copy her 100%, but she will be like a role model for you, guiding you to know. So everything boils around content. Push out your content, and that's it. The other person, I've forgotten the question. What's the question for the other person?
How can I become a better content creator?
Content creator. You take training. A lot of us, like I told you, part of building your brand. Ask Samantha, she has paid me quite a number of times to pay for my training. So you pay for training. Some of us don't want to pay for training and you want to grow. It's not possible. There are so many people that teach content creation. Ophelia is there. Ophelia Patrick is there. She teaches content creation. Register for classes and get better. That's the question. That's the answer. Next question.
Okay, the last question for today is from Sekina again. She says, is it necessary that you build a brand before making this kind of presence known?
It's compulsory. Now, what do you want to talk about if you don't have a brand? If you don't have a brand, what do you want? I mean, I think she's talking about a media feature, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you don't have a brand, there's nothing to talk. What do you want to feature when you don't have a brand? So because they will feature what you're doing. That's why I said sometimes it's when they notice what you're doing that they invite you to come and talk about what you're doing. But when you're not doing anything, what do they want? They will just, you'll be looking at them, they'll be looking at you. What's the essence of the media feature? Nothing. So you must have a reputable brand. Whether you're the one going to them or they're the one coming to you must have a reputable brand you're already building before you can feature on media. So it's that simple.
Okay, ma'am. As I said earlier, we have quite a number of questions here. So for the last, I would just like you. Someone said, "Could you please drop your social media handles?" And someone asked that, "Who is a TEDx speaker?" Please, can you just pitch yourself as we round off your session, ma'am?
A TEDx speaker is a speaker on TEDx now. Google TEDx. Google TEDx. Go to Google and put TEDx. What is TEDx? It will give you all the information you need about TEDx. So you mentioned another thing. I've forgotten. Sorry. Hello, Samantha. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you now.
Apart from TEDx speaker, you mentioned something else.
Yes, she said, "Can you please drop your social media handles?"
Okay, my social media, Andrew. Can you see my
Yes,
name on
I
the
said
screen? Can you see my name on the screen? I don't know. It's like my name is not showing. What did you do to my name,
oh yeah, your
Samantha?
name is showing now.
You are missing my name. Okay,
Your
so
name is
that's my
showing.
name. Just screenshot it. That name is a brand.
Okay.
Anywhere you put it, you will see me. Just screenshot that name, Omobabinrin, Adeola, Osideko. That's the same name I have on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, everywhere. That's the name. So just put that name and you will get me. That's how to get me.
Okay. Thank you for having us, ma'am. Can you please sell yourself in the next 1 minute? You can pitch yourself, your courses that are available that we can register for, and everything as we round off your session, ma'am.
Okay, so I am a coach, so I have quite a number of coaching. If you need me to put you through on anything, I have some mentoring programs too. My mentoring program is not free, please. So if you come and say, come and mentor me, you will pay. You will pay. It's not free. So yeah, you will pay. So I have mentoring program. I have a coaching program, basically on the two major areas that I do, that I specialize on: personal development and branding. Personal. So if you need any clarity on your personal development, I am your go-to person. And if you need to start building your brand, and I see a lot of people, because somebody came to my inbox yesterday and said, somebody directed you to me that you will help me build my brand. And I said, are you willing to sign up for my coaching program? She said, no. So why are you in my inbox? So you want me to sit down with you and start teaching you how to build your brand for free? I don't get it. People can be very, very funny. So you come to meet me that I should help you build your brand for free. I don't even know you. People that I even know, say, if I charge them. So I don't understand. So what I'm just trying to say is, if you're ready to build your brand, I have a one-on-one coaching you can take up. Not expensive, don't worry. Just reach out to me and we'll get started. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Please let's appreciate our speaker in the comment section. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you,
I'm so
everyone.
glad to have you.
Enjoy
Yes,
your
ma'am. Thank
weekend.
you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, we are done with the first session. If you learned in the first section, kindly drop a comment for me. Did you learn in the first session? Was that section impactful? Kindly drop a comment, drop your fire emoji in the comment section. If you're still with me, please drop the fire emoji. I learned from the session. Just drop anything for me to indicate that you are still here and you learned a lot. So we will be moving on to the next session of Val Okafor. And okay, thank you. I can see all your comments. Thank you so very much. So we will be moving on to the next session for Val Okafor. As I introduce him, I will read out his profile for you to familiarize yourself with him and to know what you can expect from the section. He will be speaking to us about leveraging communication to build influence as a speaker. You can still share the link to this broadcast with your friends and everyone for them to be a beneficiary of this summit. So moving on, let me introduce to you Val Okafor. Val Okafor is an effective leadership evangelist, productivity strategist, transformational speaker, and social innovator. With an incredible passion to help individuals and organizations achieve exponential growth, he brings to bear practical knowledge that translates to wisdom and results. He sits as the executive director and training consultant at the Val Okafor Company, where he provides value-based leadership development and personal effectiveness training for individuals and organizations. Are you excited to have Val Okafor in the building? Kindly drop a comment for me. Then kindly drop a comment for me. As an ardent believer in the prosperity of Africa by Africans, he serves as the outreach and events lead at Grand Africa Initiative, a pan-African non-governmental organization that helps African young men and women succeed in education, entrepreneurship, and innovation. Val Okafor is a Nigerian Youth SDGs champion, African Changemakers Fellow, Commonwealth Open Source Leader, Fellow of the Yali Regional Leadership Conference West Africa, and a proud ambassador of the Fela Durotoye Leadership Network. Val has received some awards and recognitions for his passions toward effective leadership, productivity, and social innovation. Some of his awards and recognitions are as follows: Award of Achievement for successfully executing a social intervention project that benefited indigent school children in Onuyi community, Unzuka local government area of Enugu State, Nigeria, from 234 Project, Texas, USA. Nomination for the prestigious first Baba Isa Award for Influence through Education and Social Good. 2020 100 Most Influential Young People awardee by Opportunity Hub. Special recognition from Young African Leadership Initiative, YALI, for successfully executing a rural renewal project in Enugu State, Nigeria. The iconic brand award for leadership by Crystal Edge Professional Services. Best African Social Impact Award and 2021 100 Exceptional Brands and Creative. He has also received the Award of Leadership from change makers and writers exudes. Val Okafor exudes an imitable passion. Okay, I apologize for the break in transmission. Val Okafor exudes an imitable passion for nation building and human capital development, especially for developing nations across the globe. He believes that as you let your own light shine, you unconsciously give others the permission to do the same. I can see your reactions in the comment section. Someone says, "Oh, I am excited. I am yearning for more this evening." Someone says, "Oh, wow. See profile." Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. I am super excited. Now let me bring in our second speaker for today in person of Val Okafor. So Val, you're welcome.
Hello, 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 hello. Good evening,
Evening.
Samantha. Good evening, everyone. I can see your comments, and I deeply appreciate you all for that. The first
Yeah,
session
you're
was
welcome.
powerful,
Thank you. Thank
powerful.
you. Such a rich profile. As you can see me as I was reading, I was also enjoying myself. Oh, someone said, "Whoa, what a profile." So I would
Yeah, you can
leave
achieve
the
that too.
podium for you to step on and impact in us tonight. Thank you, sir. You have the podium.
Thank you very much, Samantha. Before we do anything, I just want to say thank you for putting this together, you and your incredible team. It's not easy to pull off such an impactful conference, and for thinking of me to come on board to share my knowledge and experience. I appreciate you, and I just want to say a very big thank you to the first speaker, in the person of um, Osideko Omobabinrin, a woman I respect so much. Of course, in the profile you read, you got to a point where you mentioned the iconic brand awards. It's actually her initiative, and I'm super glad that I was awarded by her company, Crystal Edge Professional Services. All right, today I'm going to be speaking to you on leveraging communication to build influence as a leader. Okay, and so this topic is very important to everybody because leadership is everything. Everything rises and falls on leadership, according to John Maxwell. And if we're going to make progress as a nation, as a business, as a brand, as a continent, then we need to understand that leadership plays a major role. Okay, if we're going to count our losses, then we need to ask the person who steers the ship, because everything rises and falls on leadership. So today, as we talk about communication, leveraging communication to build influence as a leader, I crave your indulgence to listen to the points that will be made, to most importantly take action on this point. Okay, I don't intend to waste your time. I'll be here for the next 25 to 30 minutes and I'll be out. Right. So I will first of all define leadership so that everyone can understand the perspective I'm coming from. Leadership is a prestigious lifestyle. Okay? Leadership is a prestigious lifestyle. First of all, you need to understand that leadership is a lifestyle, it's not position. Okay? Leadership is not just position. As a matter of fact, positional leadership is the least form of leadership. So if people respect you and they do what you're saying because they do not have an option, because they cannot change the person who is leading them, then you need more work. But if people love and respect you without coercion, without being forced, then we need to say, oh, yeah, you're making progress in your leadership journey. Right. So it's a prestigious lifestyle of impact, of influence, of vision, of empathy, of commitment. Okay, so I've mentioned impact, I've also mentioned influence, I've mentioned vision, I've mentioned empathy. Now, what does these do for you as a leader? It distinguishes you from the pack, PACK, from the rest of the people. and places you at the peak, PEAK, right? So it's a lifestyle of impact, it's a lifestyle of vision, it's a lifestyle of empathy, it's a lifestyle of commitment, it's a lifestyle of influence, okay, which places you at the peak of the pack, which distinguishes you from the rest of the people. So, from a follower, you've graduated into being a leader because you have exemplified impact, because you've exemplified vision, because you've exemplified empathy, because you've exemplified commitment, and because you have exemplified influence. Time will fail me to begin to expand all of these points because that's not what we are talking about this evening. I just want to give you a holistic definition of what leadership is about. All right. Now, communication is very important. Communication in leadership is the hallmark of the success you're going to get as a leader. Communication transcends speaking like I'm speaking today. It transcends, giving an information and expecting feedback. It transcends that. Communication has to do with your body language. Communication has to do with the verbal and non-verbal cues, verbal and non-verbal communication. All right. So it's a whole lot embedded in it. So that's where I'm coming from, and that's what I'm going to be speaking to today. How to leverage communication. How should you speak as a leader? How should you communicate as a leader in order to build influence? Now, influence is the ability to make somebody do something without coercion. Is the ability to make somebody to do something without being forced. Is the ability to make somebody to do something without you commanding fear, putting fear in them, being a dictator. No, it is them doing it because they love you and because they respect you. It's them obeying you because you should be obeyed, because you've been able to exemplify certain leadership attributes that commands respect, that commands love, that commands loyalty. Are we following the point now? All right. So, what should you do in order to build influence as a leader through communication? I'm going to start from the first one. So, number one, grab your notepad, grab your favorite drink as we roll. Okay, we're about to hit the meat of the meeting today. Number one is positive verbal and non-verbal communication. Positive verbal and non-verbal communication. That's number one. See, people love to be treated well. When I was teaching a group of people leading with civility sometime last month or so, or 2 months ago, leading with civility, and I talked about how to lead other people with civility, and I mentioned that we are judged by how we treat other people. We are judged by how we treat other people. I'm going to tell you a short story in order to elucidate my point. Two men wanted to explore a village. And so before they embarked on that journey, they went to an old man to say, "Hey, old man, I want to travel to this city. Do you know anything about this city I'm about to enter? Do you know anything about this village I'm about to enter? I'm about to explore." The old man said, "No, you go. Anything you experience, come back and tell me." And so the first man took off. And then he traveled, stayed 2 weeks, and returned. And then the old man said, "Okay, share your experience with me. How was your journey?" He said, "Oh my God, I regret traveling to this city. The people are rude, the people are arrogant, they are impolite, they are not kind, they're wicked. Everybody is just thinking of himself. They are so proud. They don't like sharing their things. And if I even greeted one, I didn't get a response." And the old man said, "Oh, okay. Oh, sorry about that." Then it was the turn of the second man to travel. And then the second man traveled and stayed 2 weeks and came back and shared his experience with the old man. So the old man said, "Okay, share your experience with me." The man said, "Oh, wow, this gotta be the most fantastic journey I've embarked on in recent times. This wonderful village, the people were so kind, they were so receptive, they were so warm. In fact, they embraced me. When I asked for something, they gave it to me without even asking my name. They were so good." The old man nodded and said, "Okay, what's the moral of the story?" It was now time for the old man to explain. He said that your reflection is not what you see in the mirror. Your reflection is in the people around you. The people around you are your true reflection. So if you want to know how you look like, check the next person by your side. Check the people around you. If you want to know if you're bad, check the next person by your side. If you want to know if you're good as a person, check the next person by your side. We are judged by how we treat other people. And so the old man said the difference in these two men who took 2 weeks to explore this village is simple. They showed their character, they showed their attributes, they showed their traits. If you smile, it is likely that the person you are smiling to will smile back at you. If you are arrogant and rude, it is most likely that the person you are exhibiting these attributes to will reciprocate. And so this story consolidates my point. If you want to build influence through communication, you need to understand that positive verbal and non-verbal communication is important. Right? So what are you saying? What are people seeing you do? The people you lead, maybe in the workplace, or you have a group of people you lead, or you're just an individual in a place. How do you react to situations? And what do you say in certain situations? Okay? Are you affirmative? Are you affirmative? Are you so passive and pessimistic? Do you believe that you are going to fail even before trying something? These are non-verbal communication. So sometimes we do not pay attention to the things we do. These are aspects of communication that builds influence. What kind of person are you, and how do you respond in certain circumstances and situations? So when the chips are down, will you give up? People are watching. When somebody walks up to you and say you are very stupid, you are mad, how would you respond? I love to teach about mind leadership because that's the first step in building your leadership qualities. Mind leadership, ability to control your emotion, ability to control your action, ability to control how you respond in certain situations and circumstances. Somebody might be paid to come and set you up, somebody might be paid to just find out how you will react. Oh, you said you're a leader, you said you're an influencer, you said you are a role model. Look at how you're misbehaving, and you retaliated to say your father too, or idiots, or so guys, we must pay attention to non-verbal communication. And so if you must build influence as a leader, you must be able to put up positive verbal communication. What do you say in certain situations when the chips are down? Leaders do not complain. Leaders do not complain. As a matter of fact, leaders see opportunities in challenges. Leaders see opportunities in people. They see brightness in people. So, are you a believer in people? Somebody, you remember the story of David and the destitutes. That's leadership being exemplified. They were destitute, they were thrown down, they were cast down, they were good for nothing. But fast forward, they became mighty men of valor because of leadership, because of positive communication. So, what do you say to people? Your words shape people, your word transform people. and make them become their best. Why do you think that God, after looking at us, said, I have made you in my image and in my likeness? So if you're fat, that is exactly how God looks like. If you're slim, that's exactly how God looks like. If you have broad nose, that's exactly how God looks like. If your dentition, see, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Why do you think God had to tell us this thing? Positive affirmations, positive communication to build our mind. So you must be able to exemplify the same thing at the workplace. When you meet with people, when you interact with people, you must be able to put up positive communication. Speak life to people, speak life to situations, speak life to circumstances. Okay? So don't always, see challenges and capitalize on those challenges. If you're a Nigerian, you understand what I'm this we are in the season of pain, of a lot of atrocities, a lot of things happening. But as a leader, you're trying to say, what would I do in order to change the little space where I belong? What step do I need to take in order to effect a positive change? What will be my contribution, in no matter how little, no matter how insignificant people may think it is, to solving this problem? That's how you should think. And that's what you should communicate to people if you want to build influence. It was words. I tell you, Barack Obama used, Martin Luther King used, Mahatma Gandhi used. They used words. Nelson Mandela, Kwame Nkrumah, great leaders that have gone ahead of us. They used positive communication. So you must be able to pay attention to this. All right. I'm seeing your comments. Well done. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Two, you must be able to delegate. Because I talked about communication being wholesome. So it's beyond just words, speaking words. People read your body language, people see your action is actually a way of communicating. So when you delegate, you show that you believe in people. Remember, we're talking about building influence, and influence is simply making somebody to do something without coercion, making somebody to do something without you forcing them, without you instilling fear in them, making people to do something because they love and they respect you. Okay, that's what influence is about. And we've talked about positive verbal and non-verbal communication. Now we're talking about delegation. As a leader, you need to delegate, and delegation simply means giving out responsibility to people, giving them the room to do something. Winston Churchill, the first Prime Minister of Britain, said, the price of greatness is responsibility. And leadership is simply about responsibility. You waking up to say, I'm going to make a change, I'm going to create a legacy, I'm going to be a problem solver and not part of the problem to be solved. I'm going to bring solution to the table. I'm going to contribute no matter how little. These are responsibilities. There were so many people in South Africa. Why was it Nelson Mandela? Why was it Robert Sobukwe? There were so many people in Ghana. Why was it Kwame Nkrumah? There were so many people in Kenya. Why was it Kenyatta? So many. See, leadership is about assuming responsibility. It's about you waking up to say, I'm going to do this. And so by the time you delegate responsibility to people, you are challenging their leadership. You are challenging their leadership. You're saying, you take this, do this. You, okay, I think you are good at this, so take this responsibility. I think you are, you're good at communicating. I think you're good at speaking. Why not be the person who will, make our sales presentations? I think you're good at that. Keep doing it. Delegation. So that is an aspect of communication that will help you to build influence. And so the people that you are leading are saying, wow, my boss sees, has respect for me and sees greatness in me. And that is why she or he is asking me to do this. How did you feel when your mom asked you to prepare the first pot of soup or the first pot of stew? How did you feel? Or when your daddy said, you know what, I'm giving you charge over this company, or take my car keys, go drive. How did you feel when you first got your, maybe a major responsibility that you've been praying for and you've been preparing for? How did you feel? I believe you felt great. I believe you saw yourself as being worthy, as somebody who is respect, as a mature person now who can take responsibilities. And that is the same way other people will feel when we delegate responsibilities to them. When we tell them to take charge of this, when we say, you know what, I've watched you over the years and I think that you're great at this, come and take the platform. It's not always us. It's not always me, myself, and I. You want to be the hero no, sometimes be the spectator and allow that person that has been in your space to take the platform. Let me tell you another short story. A great warrior, I mean, very great warrior, respected all over the town. There was a tournament he was supposed to fight, and it was a defending kind of championship. So if we was to say fight all through, we are justified. Well, he started fighting, fought and fought and fought and fought, but he was destroying all other opponents. Something happened. He encountered somebody who taught him about humility, about not always taking the lead role, about always going back to watch other people. And then he said, okay, I'm going to try something. When it was time for ovation, when it was time for reward, when it was time for the winner to be recognized and for the trophy to be handed over to the winner, he told the young man, come, go there, you are the champion. Because all the while they've been fighting with helmets. Say, go and receive the trophy, you deserve it, go. The man was like, no, I didn't fight, you fought all through. He said, no, it is time to take the backstage. It is time to celebrate other people. It is time to see the best out of other people. What other great leadership attributes is more than that? And then he went, accepted the trophy, and he believed in himself from that day. He said, wow, so this can happen for real. Jesus Christ exemplified leadership on all fronts. He said, greater works than these shall you do. Greater works than these shall you do. Jesus Christ raised the dead. He healed the sick. He healed the paralytic man. He did fantastic miracles. But he said, greater works than these shall you do. He said, in my name you shall cast out demons. Guys, I want you to pause and think about, sometimes, we think the world revolves around us. No. Your candle does not lose its light when it lights another candle. The world, the space, the atmosphere is too big for two egos to clash. The space is too wide for two stars to clash. So don't feel threatened that, oh, if I give this person a chance, she's going to outsmart me, she's going to outshine me. No, that is insecurity. That is insecurity. Do you know how coaches feel when their boys, score goals in the pitch? Wow. Because they know it's not about the player. They know it's about the team. They know it's about the team. They know it's a group work. It's a collective responsibility. We must win, regardless of who scored the goal. So I'm trying to disrupt mindsets. When it comes to leadership and when it comes to building influence, sometimes we think it's about us. No, it's about other people. It's about giving them the chance to prove their worth. But sometimes I understand your fears. Sometimes, you are afraid. Can this person represent me well? Can this person, be able to represent the organization? I understand. That is why you must do your homework as a leader. You must be able to trade. You must be able to remind them of the vision. You must be able to remind them of the mission. You must be able to make sure that they bring out their best. So much on this, so much on this. Let's Because my time, I have 5 minutes remaining. So let me go to the third point. So the third point is complementing. Complementing. You see, um, when was that? I was invited by a radio station on Appreciation Day. I beg your pardon. Employee Appreciation Day. I think every first Friday in the month of March. I don't know. Yeah, is Employee Appreciation Day, and there was called to come and talk on this topic. And I shared a lot of things. When you compliment people, you boost their self-esteem. When you compliment people, you boost their self-confidence, you boost their self-worth. They begin to see themselves in a new light. Some of us are very stingy with compliments. We are so stingy with compliments. And even when it comes to even commenting on people's, but we don't do that. Now, if I comment now, people will say, look at what I'm commenting on. No, no. We should be able to normalize complimenting people. Oh, you look great. Oh, you smell great. Oh, I saw how you made efforts to make this work. Wow, I celebrate you. And I shared, during the interview on radio, I said, take out one day. It mustn't be on the day employees are appreciated. Make it a lifestyle to always compliment people. When they do something great, reward them. It mustn't be money. No, it mustn't be money. It mustn't be even physical gifts. Your words can go a long way. Oh, thank you for making this place look sparkling clean. So nice. If that cleaner is not there, that place will be like a kitchen or even a toilet. Because as the MD, you won't come down to clean those tiles. So sometimes we meet cleaners at the bank and we just walk past them. You don't greet, you don't say well done. Hey, leadership is, you see, I tell people leadership is hard because it's a deliberate and intentional lifestyle that you've chosen. So even when you're not even leading an organization, as an individual who wants to distinguish him or herself from the crowd, you must be deliberate about your attitude. You must be deliberate about the things you do. So when you meet people like this, compliment them. Well done, ma. Do you know that if you're not here, this place will be dirty? You are part of the people who are contributing to the effectiveness of corporate firms. Wow. Mama will feel great. Papa will feel great. That elderly woman will feel, oh, so there is dignity in what I'm doing. There's dignity in cleaning this place. But no, we are stingy with compliments. No, we think when we compliment people, they will outshine us. They will outsmart us. People will now start focusing attention on them. No, you are yet to be a leader. A leader is somebody who wants others to even succeed more than them. Because true success is when your successor succeeds. If your successor is not succeeding, you have not done your homework well. You've not done your homework well. So you must learn to compliment people if you want to build influence as a leader through communication. So your words must be deliberate and intentional. Compliment people, compliment people, compliment people, compliment their efforts, compliment their work, compliment their contribution, no matter how little, compliment them. Okay? Compliment the mechanic, compliment the plumber, compliment the people who sweep the major roads, compliment the cobblers, compliment people. All right. I just hope that we are getting value from this conversation and we're beginning to rethink leadership and we're beginning to rethink our roles in influencing people positively through communication. All right. So that's it. I'm going to share the last point. All right. So that if you have questions, I can answer. My time is already up, but let me talk about the last point. But before the last point, let me just share this. Let me just share this. I want you from today to forget about making people understand you. For once, make people feel understood. Sometimes we exert a lot of energy in making trying to make people understand. You must understand me from my point of view. You must understand me. No, make people feel understood. And when you are able to do that, you will build influence rapidly. You will so command loyalty beyond your wildest imagination. All right. So, final point is active listening. Active listening. This is the most important aspect of communication. Active listening in communication is very important, and every leader who wants to make a mark, every leader who wants to distinguish themselves from followers must be able to imbibe this attribute. Active listening. You must be able to listen. It doesn't matter if the person is saying gibberish, rubbish. Listen. And I added active to the listening, so it's not about moping. You must, show your facial expressions, your body movement, and your gesticulation will show that you're listening. So if somebody is talking and talking, and this conversation is now taking a long period of time, and you're like just absent-minded, the person will know. Or you're tapping your feet, the person will know that okay, this conversation should be rounded off. So you must be able to actively listen to people. Listen. Show that when you listen, people know that you're concerned. When you listen, people know that you're kind. When you listen, people know that you're compassionate. Yes, active listening. And sometimes as they're talking, you're nodding your head. And you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. So that was what happened. That's active listening. It shows that you're committed to the conversation. It shows that you're interested in what is being communicated, in the information that is being passed. It shows that you're committed to it. And you're nodding your head, you say, okay. Oh, and you're like, wait. If I understood you, do you mean you call for clarity? That's active listening. All right. So every leader who wants to build influence through communication act, must listen actively, must compliment people, must make people feel understood rather than try to make yourself understood, must be able to, use positive verbal and non-verbal communication, and also delegate responsibilities. I believe that within this short period of time, you have been able to grab little principles, nuggets that will help you to start building influence from today. I'm not just talking about influence on social media. Come on, guys. Influence in real life. Yes, influence on social media is important, but for you to be able to, leave a legacy, a lasting legacy, you must be able to make a mark in the life of somebody. Something, no matter how little, in the life of somebody. That's what legacy is about. And you can achieve this. It's not when you are dead. When people think about legacy, they say, oh, when I die. No. You can start building your legacy right now. And this is just a bonus point, okay? I'm 4 minutes past my time. So legacy is built in three ways. One, the words you speak. Two, the choices you make. Three, the actions you take. So what words are you speaking today? Are there words that lift people up or pull people down? Samantha, please forgive me because right now I'm trying to like dish out something very important, leading with civility. That
No,
topic, oh
no
my,
problem.
is
You can
something
keep it up.
is a conversation that will change your
You
entire
can
life.
continue.
You know. So when I teach on leading with civility, I tell people that there are two kinds of people in the world. Number one, when the two kinds of people, the first kind of people is the people that will enter a room and people will feel excited. You enter the room and people are all excited. The second kinds of person or people are those who will leave the room and people get excited. First kind, you enter a room and people are all excited. Second kind, you leave that same room and people are all excited. So where do you find yourself? If you want to build a great and lasting legacy, you must be mindful of your words. And we've just talked about communication. So we've talked about the choices that you make. What kind of choices are you making right now? Believe me, I spoke somewhere last weekend, and I said, guys, the truth is this, your children will love you because you're their parents. But when it comes to choosing a role model or a mentor, they may look elsewhere because this is something that has to do with their life, their destiny. Their, so you may not be on the list. So it will take a superior sense of leadership to be just more than a mother, to be just more than a father. So you need to start now to make the choice of becoming more than a father who provides money for soup, for stew, for school fees, and all. You must be a role model, even when they are not trying to copy your career. You're a medical doctor, but your son wants to be an engineer. But they see that he is determined, they see that he is resilient, they see that he is kind and humble. Then they pick all of these clues and add to their life. So much in that. Then finally, the actions that you take. What actions are you taking today? Because our life is being chronicled every day. Our action is simply a book. As you're living, as you're acting, as you're doing things, you're writing a book unconsciously. And when you are 80, 90, 100, this book will be presented to you, not a physical copy. The testimonials of people are those books. So what kind of write-up do you want to read? Let's assume you have an opportunity to read the book of the life that you lived. What would you love to read in it? What would you love to read in that book? What would you love to read in that book? As I wrap up today, I just want to say that your name can either be a padlock or a key. A padlock that when the name is mentioned, it closes up doors of opportunity. It closes up every door that can create access, that can create success. But your name can also be a key that when mentioned, it opens up locked doors of opportunities. And somebody is saying, this person sent me. And they're like, wow, really? You're welcome. Take this opportunity and do what you want to do with it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Thank you for following. And I hope that the next time we meet, we'll just be counting our profits and the progress that we have made as leaders. Thank you, Samantha. This is where I'll wrap up
Oh,
the session.
thank you so very much. Uh, this is like a revamp section because one thing that stood out for me was the last point you mentioned. You said your name can either be a padlock or a key. Hey, when you said that, I screamed in my mind over here that okay, wow, okay, now this is it. Okay, to our viewers, do you want people to mention your name and your name close the door for them, or you want people to mention your name and it's a key? Oh my god, thank you so much for this session, sir. It's really elucidating. Please, if you have any questions, kindly ask. Can you please spare a few minutes to respond to questions, sir? Can you spare a few minutes to respond to questions? Because I am
Okay,
sure,
so yeah, if
yeah.
they make it quick and very
Okay,
short,
please.
because I have another meeting to jump on.
Okay. So please kindly ask your question. The next 5 minutes we should be done. Please ask questions. Do you have any questions before our speaker leaves the podium? Kindly ask questions. Kindly ask questions. I have really learned a lot from this session. His name is Val Okafor. Please, can you quickly sell yourself as we round off? You are a leadership and a productivity strategist. I believe you have some courses you would like to introduce to our viewers. Please sell yourself in the few minutes as we'll be having all the questions coming up. Can you sell yourself in a few minutes, sir?
All right, thank you very much. So, if you're looking to develop your leadership capital, well, we can have that conversation. So I have a course that is known as Next Level Conversation, and fortunately, we're going to be starting in August 1st, the eighth cohort, okay, and it's our anniversary cohort. So you can join the conversation if you want to learn a lot about self mastery. You want to master your genius. You want to master what makes you different from the 7.8 billion people in the world today. That conversation is for you. If you want to learn how to sell your skill, okay, you want to monetize your skill, it's for you. You want to learn about volunteering, you want to learn about mentorship, that conversation is for you. And you want to learn how to speak like Okafor, come on board. You want to learn how your leadership can transcend. I mean, oh God, you want to be likable in the organization. You want to improve yourself so much that you cannot be ignored. That conversation is for you. And you want to develop value and ethics that will guide your life as a person. This conversation is for you, and very, very affordable. All right. So right now, you can either hit my DM on Facebook, on WhatsApp, you know, and it was you just come on board and you'll learn a lot. And I'm also available to speak at your retreats, your trainings, your conferences, your workshops, but terms and conditions apply. So I'm available from September because my August is fully booked. So from September, I'm available to speak at your conferences, your workshops, your trainings. Just if you meet the requirements, we'll have the conversation. Okay, so thank you very much for the opportunity. Do follow me on social
Yes,
media
you're
at
welcome,
Okafor,
sir.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. I'm sure you're going to get value from my content. Thank you.
Okay, his name is displayed in the screen. Bal Okafor. You can just reach out to him on Facebook, Instagram, and any other platform. So we have just two questions here. The first question by Esther Peter Tom is that, please, I have a question, sir. Sir, please, you said a leader does not complain. Sir, please, when in a very unbearable circumstance, how do you overcome or how do you handle it without complaints as a leader? Do you get
Okay,
the
so
question,
it is,
sir?
yeah, I got it. It's natural. Esther, thank you for that question. It's natural to show dissatisfaction. A lot of people complain, oh, no light in Nigeria, bad roads, people are out of school, as well as being on strike. All of these things are true. And I don't blame you for complaining. It's natural to complain. But now, what will distinguish you as a leader from follower is to be able to do something extra, to actually think, what can I do as a person to salvage this situation? Okay, so if you find yourself in an unbearable situation, if you find yourself in a problem, in a fix, others are going to be complaining. Others will say, oh, this is happening, but you are trying to look inward. Where is the opportunity in this challenge? Because every challenge comes with itself an opportunity. So you're trying to create focus for yourself and look deep into that situation to find out an opportunity. So yeah, you will feel the pain, you feel the pain, you feel the dissatisfaction, you feel the unpleasantness, but you are asking yourself, what can I do to change this thing? What can I do? Remember Nelson Mandela? I mean, South Africans were oppressed for years, but he stood up to say, I've got to change it. Even when he was in prison for 27 years, he kept being optimistic. He kept spreading the word of a great South Africa, a great South Africa. And today, we are celebrating him. But was it pleasant? No. Was it sweet? No. But as a leader, you must be optimistic in every situation. You must be able to see the positive sides of things. You must be able to see the advantage of things rather than the demerits. Okay, so it's about mindset. It's about mind leadership. You see a terrible situation, you're telling yourself in your mind this problem is already solved, and then you now in reality try to solve the little that you can and contribute to the quota that you can in order to create a change. I hope that helps you. And yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, the last question over here. Please give me a moment. Okay. So most times, Rhoda Makinde says, okay, most times I find it hard to ignore or politely respond to people who are rude and doesn't believe in what I have to give. Please, how can I handle this set of people? That's the
All
second
right.
question
So
from Rhoda
fantastic.
Makinde.
All right, Rhoda, you've asked an important question, and this happens to us every day. So we confront this kind of people every day. So that is why I talked about mind leadership. You must be able to take control of your mind, your emotions, because emotional intelligence now comes to play. You must be able to control your mind. You must be able to control your emotions. You must be able to control your actions. So when these people are giving you negative energy, as a leader, you're not supposed to respond with negative energy. You're to respond with love. You're to respond politely. You're to respond with kindness. Okay. Yeah. You don't know if they want to set you up. You don't know if they just want to test you. Say, oh, you think you're a leader, so they will spite you. I'm not trying to say that you should be passive. I'm not trying to say you're passive. You can be firm, but respectfully firm, respectfully, you know, um, uh, assertive. Assertive is the word. Assertiveness, but you're not rude. You're like when somebody say you're very stupid, you shouldn't keep quiet. You say, no, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. You're being assertive. Not you're stupid and you're like, okay, thank you, God bless you. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, no, I'm not stupid, and I would love you use the appropriate words for me. You're not fighting this person, okay? So when people give you negative energy, respond with positive energy. When people say, Rhoda, this thing you brought is useless, you say, no, but have you looked at it from this side? What do you think? They will get tired because the average man wants you to retaliate. So when he said were is he is expecting you to also say were so that fight will start. That is dragging you down to his own level. When people want you to fight with them, keep malice with them, exchange words with them, they want to bring you down to their level. But you've already escaped that level, and you must be able to maintain that leadership level you've attained by ignoring certain things, ignoring certain words. Not everything you respond to, not every comment you respond to, and not every negative energy you respond to. You just move ahead, okay? Because you don't know their plan. You don't know if you're plotting to discredit you and to say, "Oh, I remember there was a time she fought at the marketplace or she exchanged words with this person," and that may discredit you from gaining an opportunity that you've been praying for. So you must be very careful, extremely careful. So yeah, a lot of work to do. Your mind, your emotions, your actions, you have to tame them. And that's why I said leadership is hard. It's a deliberate and intentional lifestyle that you've chosen, but it's worth it in the end because you'll be a role model worthy of emulation. I hope this helps you, and I wish you the very best as you uh, put them into use. Thank you all for following and listening.
Thank
Over to you,
you for
Samantha.
being here. Thank you so very much for honoring our invitation. We have really learned a lot from your section tonight, and we look forward to having you more. And to everyone who wishes to learn about leadership and communication skills, volunteering skills, please reach out to Val Okafor on Facebook or WhatsApp. You can reach out to him on Facebook. He will release his WhatsApp contact to you personally. So I think that's the end of tonight's session with you. Thank you so very much, sir. We really appreciate you. Or do you still have anything to tell us before you leave?
Thank you for having me. All right, so the
Okay.
final words we'll leave with everyone who is listening today is that, I mean, it's weird. Every new day when we wake up, we are a step closer to the cemetery, guys. Every new day we wake up.
Mm.
And it's weird. It's very weird. And so I urge you and encourage you to live the most of your day. make someone
Mm.
happy, put a smile on somebody's face, make a positive impact on whoever, wherever, regardless of tribe and tongue, regardless of language and where they're from, make a positive impact on everybody. Okay, make the most of your day, so that
Yeah.
when your days on earth are over, you will have a lot of great things to say about you. Thank you all.
To see
All right,
about.
so we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Thank
All right.
you. Okay. We have come to the end of today's broadcast, and I'll quickly answer some questions. I can see. Yeah. Someone say, okay, Happy says, Coach, is there a replay for today's session? Please, there will be a replay for today's session. I went live yesterday. You can catch the replay. The replay to this broadcast and tomorrow's broadcast will not be removed. It will be made available. So anytime you wish, you can just come up to YouTube and watch the video again. So I apologize if your questions weren't answered. He mentioned it that he has another engagement, so let him we have to excuse him. Next time, you can we will bring him up, subsequently. Don't worry, next year my plans are huge. The plans are huge. I won't tell you now because it's still a work in progress, but as soon as I commence with the planning, my team and I will make it go viral and we would have it. But next year, don't worry, he will be speaking to us physically. Let me just hint you on that. So yeah, so okay, Esther says, thank you so much for putting this up, PD. I am obliged. I am glad to have every one of you here. Okay, Adequiton. Honestly, Val is the best gift Coach Sam could give everyone this evening. I am obliged. I am honored. Thank you for that. I'm trying to read. Okay, so we appreciate you, Sir Val. We appreciate you. So we have come to the end of today's broadcast. Tomorrow is another day, and we will be okay. Okay. So we will be learning how we can dominate social media. Hey, this is a broadcast. This is a live session. You shouldn't miss for anything. You see, tomorrow watching the replay might not do it for you than to be here live and direct to ask your questions when a speaker is speaking. Tomorrow we will be having Lucky James, a moderator in Head Start Africa by John Obidi, and a productivity strategist and the co-founder of Dominate Social podcast. And tomorrow we will, I don't, okay, let me just say, tomorrow we'll be having a surprise guest. I reached out to her already, and I can't really ascertain if she will be available tomorrow, but I reached out to her, and let me just let me just tell you, Chinaza Favor will be speaking to us tomorrow with Lucky James, but she is not in Nigeria at the moment, and you know, being outside the country and everything involved. So I am not sure if she will be coming up tomorrow, but if she will be coming up tomorrow, we are going to have her. But if she cannot come around tomorrow, we will have her in a separate live video soon. But let's just fix our mind to having Lucky James, the Dominator, and Chinaza Favor tomorrow. So, do you have anything to say to me before I end this live broadcast? I can see your complimentaries in the comment section. Mary says, "Thank you for this summit. We are still in day one." Someone says, "I love you. I love you." Right back. Vivian Power. Oh, mm, he has ended this broadcast, but tomorrow I would subsequently it should be back to speak to us. I love you. Right back. Esther Peterson says, I can't wait. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. So I would like you to do this for me tonight. At the moment, kindly go on to share the link to this channel on your Facebook or Instagram page. Share this, share the word, and everything. Tomorrow will be greater than this. You understand? Tomorrow will be greater than this. Please come up tomorrow, turn up for tomorrow, share the broadcast, the link to the channel. I would make the link to tomorrow's broadcast available tonight or tomorrow morning. So please share it with your friends, everyone you think they should be here to learn. So tomorrow is another day. We'll be learning from the two aforementioned speakers. Hi, I'm glad to have you here. Good night and enjoy the rest of your day.